Hey, if you are here and has been wondering why I don't have videos in my channel, it's because I don't really upload and I don't have an idea on how to make good edits. Needless to say, there's something I'd like to share and it has been bugging me for quite some time. There's this game that I've been playing when it launched and I took a break from this game for half a year and I just got back into it last week. The problems the game had back then was still present when I got back. And I have been silent for a really long time. It's just this thing should have been addressed, at least in my opinion, before they even start introducing new characters in the game. And the game I'm talking about is Genshin Impact. Now, I'd like to start off with a statement that I like the game. It has high quality production value and definitely something that I enjoy playing. That being said, it is not without its own flaws. A lot of people have been throwing suggestions left and right, and I'm not gonna go into that. I'd like to focus more on a topic that's somewhat considered taboo in the inner circles of the Genshin community, which is called Resin, the so-called stamina system of the game. Now, for those who are not playing Genshin Impact, Resin is like an entry ticket you can use to collect resources you need to further develop your character in the game. Now, you'll probably say, oh, here's another guy who's a gift-free Resin whiner. Or you probably thought that Resin haters have long quit the game. Well, some of them have quit, that's true. But some of them still play the game probably as a side game. They just got tired of filling out feedback surveys from MHY only to be ignored in the end. Now going back to my statement, please hear me out to complete the context. I am not saying remove the resin from the game. To be honest, I don't mind it being in the game at all. All gacha games I've played so far, including Genshin Impact, have quote-unquote stamina systems because majority of them are mobile players. And such system is designed probably to prevent people from hearing their own battery agonizing its own shortened lifespan when it's heating up. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to prolong this video any longer, so I'll jump straight to the point. Now, we all know that artifacts are what makes or breaks your character. You might say, oh, you're just not satisfied your main stat. You just want god rolls on your sub stat as well. Actually, let's put it this way. Let's say you have a 5-star character that is level 90, except Jean. Okay? And you take it somewhere in Abyss 12. The best thing it can do is to become a fourth man in your team. It cannot become a carry or even a secondary utility support. And probably your Abyss 12 run is gonna be a lot harder than what you expected, since that character will not be dealing as much damage as you can. Except Jean, of course. Now, this is the reason why artifacts in your characters are so crucial. And here's the problem. The artifact drops in artifact domains are so random. Sometimes it would even take you months to get the right main stat for the artifact piece you need for the character you are building. And I think that's not how MiHoYo should treat its players for the time invested they have in this game. At least in my opinion. Then how do they solve this problem? Well, here's the thought that I had when I was actively playing the game. I had this for a really long time now. Remove resin entry from the artifact domain runs. That's basically the solution to the problem. And here's why. Because the artifact drops are so RNG dependent. And even if you run 10 times, there's no guarantee that you'll get the main stat that you want for your character. Believe me, I tried for 1 month and I did not even get the right goblet for my Jean. But anyway, now there's this another improvement that a lot of players has been spouting, that improving the regen rate faster than what it is now. It's a good improvement, but it doesn't really. It's just like a bad aid to the wound, basically. Now, like I said, I it's okay for the resin to exist in the game, just not in the artifact domains. They can still retain the same resin requirement for wall bosses, for ley lines, for talent books. Uh, but artifact domains, I think that should be gone. Now, with the introduction of Inazuma in the future, there's a high chance that new characters are gonna be introduced, new weapons, new bosses, and more domains to farm. And that 160 cap limit is not gonna be enough for you to build one or two characters, and it would probably take you what, a, a month, 6 months, a year to like build the character you want to its max potential. And that's the extreme part of it. What if you're just a casual and you just want the main stat? If it takes you 1 month to hunt for that main stat or even more, then the time invested in the game is not really being respected at all. Now, I can't even treat the game as a side game anymore because all I do now is log in for dailies, collect resources, log out, and it usually takes what, 1.5 hour to do all of them. And a lot of players share the same sentiment that they want to play more in the game because they love the game and they enjoy it. So, and why send feedback surveys to players knowing that the players will probably say the same thing over and over again and not maybe take it into consideration? They have been interviewed a lot of times about the Resin system and they just keep on avoiding answering the question. Now, if they introduced this kind of system in the game, I think it's gonna be a massive improvement. Removing the resin from the artifact domain runs is going to be a massive improvement overall for the gameplay experience for new players and for veteran players, in my opinion at least. Now, Genshin Impact doesn't have an end game yet, and I can't compare Abyss 12 as an end game to other games I've played, like MMOs and other mobile games, because uh, it's just way different. Abyss 12 is what, even if I am at currently at AR 40, which is the AR rank or adventurer rank that I quit the game back in what, somewhere in December or November. You might say my statement is invalid, but that doesn't change the fact that character building is really annoying in this game, especially when it comes to artifacts. So the my point still stands. Now, I've talked to a lot of people who had played this game, and I feel the same sentiment they had, that they would love to grind in this game for the characters they wanted to build because they want to have some variety in their roster. And yeah, like I said, I feel the same way. And I'll probably get a lot of flack or hate for saying this, but I'm it's me stating my opinion and being honest. I just feel like MiHoYo doesn't respect uh, my time for playing their game. Uh, because why send feedback survey for me to fill it out and say please improve resin system, and then ignore it in the end, and they do they instead introduce a different kind of thing to players, like, hey, here's a new character for you to pull for, hey, here's a new weapon for you to pull for. And all the while some majority of the free to play players are like having a hard time stacking their primo gems because they already have probably reached 100% exploration in Mondstadt and Liyue. Currently, I have like 97 and 85 respectively. So there's more likely that they have opened all of the chests and have done all of the challenges that provides primo gems. So the only way for them to earn primo gems is from daily commissions and some side quests here and there, and some random events sprinkled every now and then. And if they keep using all of the primo gems to refill their resin just to get the artifact piece that they want for the character they're building, probably they'll not be able to pull for for the next banner that they would like to have in the roster. Probably they will not be able to pull for the weapon that they would like to have equipped for the character that they are trying to build, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's about my take on it. And there's some rumor that I've been hearing about artifact conversion. Just it's just a rumor. We don't have much information about it. If it's even a thing or not. Um, so I really cannot judge of if it's gonna be like an improvement in the game, or if it's gonna be something that will make the game play experience a lot harder, especially for like free to play players. And with all we have to do is theorize and wait for the outcome of it. Now, here's the fun part of it. We can only theorize about the system that they're going to be introducing, which is this artifact conversion. And if I'm the one designing it for like the mechanics of this artifact system, and this is just a theory, a game theory. I'm going to design it this way. Let's say you have one yellow archaic artifact piece to be converted into yellow bloodstained chivalry piece, with the stats carried over from the converted artifact. I would like the requirement to be yellow bloodstained chivalry, 5 yellow bloodstained chivalry pieces, with addition of some other materials you can only gather from world bosses. This will still require resin to farm 5 yellow bloodstained chivalry pieces and materials from world bosses. Well, congratulations, Mihoyo. I gave you a wonderful idea. You can now hire me. Now, if you've stayed up until this part of the video, thank you for your time and hearing me out. It's something that I have been bottling up for a while now, and like what I said, I like the game, and in a perfect world, I'd really like if everyone that I used to play with can come back and enjoy the game again. With that being said, I'm not gonna keep you forever. Thank you again for dropping by and watching the video. You have a wonderful day. I stream at a few games on twitch.tv/Aren.Gee-14, spelled as Aren.Gee-G 14. You can drop by when I'm online, or you can just continue gathering mints. You take care and bye for now.